It's time for Everything Noob, your source for all things gaming.
Episode 74 of the Everything Noob podcast. How is everyone tonight? Vortak, Jemmy, and Dreadlow joining you this evening. Another fantabulous episode.
You know, it could be the morning for our audio listeners.
Joining you this fine whatever time it is on your clock right now.
Yeah. Could be any time.
All the time, anytime.
Thank you for joining us. There is so much to talk about. We gave you guys a poll on the website last week, and if you're watching live right now, you have a couple minutes to go and get your results in before we read those. We'll even link it in chat for you, and you'll be able to vote on that. We asked you if you thought Oculus Rift would be improved or crippled by Facebook, or if you even cared at all. So we've gotten some results, and we're going to go over those a little bit later. Also, we have some big news out of Amazon, which I think we talked about actually a little bit.
No, because they released this info like nobody knew it was coming on April 2nd, which I think they waited till April 2nd because I think if they had announced it on April 1st, everyone would have thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
I literally thought it was a joke even though it was April 2nd. The Amazon Kindle TV. No, it's the Fire TV. Sorry. Amazon Fire TV.
Yeah.
Can't even say it right.
The name rolls right off the tongue. I thought there was a rumor. Didn't we mention something about a rumor? Amazon maybe developing a game console?
We had said something like that, but we thought it was weird that they were creating this controller, this $40 wireless controller, for Android devices. And it's like, well, what's the purpose of that? Like, why would you do that if you're not doing a gaming device? Here it is, their gaming device.
Wow.
But it's mostly focused on streaming TV, so it's really just a Roku. But you can play your Amazon App Store bought apps on your TV now.
They're trying to advertise it as like a streaming game console / streaming television thing. And I guess they're going to be having, I think they're going for exclusive titles on it too, for games.
What it is, though, is it basically turns your TV into a tablet.
So there's software within the actual handheld device.
Yeah, it's basically...
It emulates Android on your TV.
Yeah, it's basically like a tablet's hardware. Like, I think there's a 2 gigabyte chip in it, and I can't remember because it's been like a week since I looked at the stats, but essentially think of your cell phones like hardware. That's what's in there, and it basically everything that you can buy in the Amazon Android App Store you can put on that and play the games on your TV instead with a controller. And it's not just the Amazon controller that's compatible with it. It's like any Bluetooth controller.
Okay.
That's wireless.
So Amazon's getting into gaming now.
I don't think there's so much getting into gaming. They're just adding that feature because who wants to buy this when you already have a Roku? It's kind of like they have to put another feature in it to make it relevant.
Yeah. You got to do something to stand out. Did anyone ask for this, though? I'm not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, was it like a request?
Did this.
I really wish Amazon would just kind of take it easy. They're doing so many things right. They don't need to be sinking their money into something that people really don't need at all, especially since you buy TVs these days that have all this capability in them already. You don't really... Yeah. If you're still buying set-top boxes, I mean, you might as well look into a new TV anyway. I don't think the audience is going to be that big for it. I don't see that.
If you're really, really into Amazon Instant Streaming, and then you signed up for a couple other things that you watch on occasion, maybe, and you didn't happen to already have a Roku or an Xbox or anything else, or
any
Google
of those
Chrome.
500 different
the Chromecast,
consoles
sorry.
there are. Any of those 500 different consoles there are out there. Huh?
Essentially, yeah. Like, there's so many other options. It's a very saturated market for streaming devices to make your TV streamable. I think this is a failed venture. It's come a little bit too late. It's the Microsoft Zune of streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Android tablet has HDMI. I can plug that right into my TV if I wanted to. So
That's the kind of stuff I expect from Amazon. Not
yeah.
so much this. I don't really care or know what this is. I don't care to know what it is. The one thing that this article says is they're going to try to make it so third-party controllers can use Bluetooth to hook up to it. So maybe if you have like a PlayStation controller that uses Bluetooth, I think those use Bluetooth, you can use it on this Amazon device.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. So if you're buying something for this console, which, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be an Amazon Fire TV console or technically some kind of little PC. I don't know what you'll be buying, but if you buy a game for it, you may already have the components to play it, which is kind of nice. But again, you probably, if you have a PlayStation controller ready to go, you probably have a console that you favor over to this anyway. So, again,
this isn't hardcore gaming though. It's really seriously the Amazon apps, Google Play apps that you've already bought.
So they're taking the audience that uses that plays games on their cell phones, which for some reason is statistically that you're known as a gamer if you have games on your cell phone, and they're trying to make them actual gamers by sitting them down in front of a TV and like, now you can play it on this big screen, and people are like, that's not the point. The point is that I can play it on my phone on the go. I'm not a gamer.
The candies are as big as your head.
So people are going to start
them.
You know how when you get an app, sometimes if it's not compatible, well, I know with the iPhone it's like this. If it's not compatible with an iPhone, but with an iPad, you can't download it on the iPhone. It won't let you. There's no option to download. Because I found an app for an iPad that I wanted on iPhone, but it wouldn't let me have it. So I'm guessing that maybe what's going to happen is people are going to start developing games and stuff for this device that are you're only able to download or use with this device. Like there's some games you just can't play on an Android.
I would assume that the ones that wouldn't run well with this device are the ones that use the accelerometer in phones and tablets.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't. Yeah, unless there's an accelerometer inside of it.
Pick up your box and just shift it around.
Oh no, the actual controller has that.
Oh. With the Amazon controller?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well maybe that would cover that. Because I would assume that everything that you probably could get on your Kindle Fire, you would be interchangeable with the Fire TV, because that's kind of like the market they're trying to capture. Look, all your apps will be over here too.
Yeah.
You've already bought them.
Yeah, the big push is that Kindle. The Kindle, man, it used to just be for books, and now it's for, you got all kinds of things for it now.
That's a nice little tablet, though. Like the specs are good and the price is right.
I'm kind of glad for those because they let you get into so many other companies that make other things like tablets. There's Apple and then there's everyone else, it seems, because everyone kind of links into Google Play, the App Store. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have one of these tablets, but I like it when companies come together to make one piece of hardware connect to everything. Yet, Amazon does that, and then they turn around and do this with the console.
Well, it still will connect to everything.
Then what? I don't need it then. Now we have too many things that connect to everything.
Well, just imagine reading a book off your TV.
Oh, God.
I don't find like that would be a pleasurable experience. Like, because I like to go do reader's yoga on the bed.
It's for people who don't want to read.
Around and like put my feet above my head and all sorts of weird stuff. Like, I am the most. I imagine it's hilarious to watch me read.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but TVs are for people who don't want to read.
That's true too.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Amazon console, just like all the other new consoles, I won't be getting it. I'm not interested.
Yeah. The only one that really makes sense is the Steam one.
Even that.
That's for PC users are able to use
It's a PC though.
It's just a PC with a Steam OS on it. It's not. I'm glad
fun.
They're trying to help people who aren't very good with PCs. Maybe they're trying to capture that gaming the console gamer audience and bring them together with the PC audience, which is cool. So
Right.
I think it is more necessary to have something like that over this Amazon thing. But overall, it is, if you really want to, split hairs, it is just a PC missing Windows.
Yeah.
So,
And not all games are compatible, so
true.
they
That's
have to
also
be
true.
emulated.
There's a few games that are even like new that they're making now that are still refuse to give controller support, which I find surprising. Especially
Wow.
if it's a shooter. Like, if people want to use a controller, it only benefits you to format your game that way.
Yeah.
If it's a game that can be formatted that way. I mean, there's certain
Yeah,
games that
I was
you wouldn't
gonna say
do,
some
but there are
games do not lend themselves to it.
yeah,
and
an
then-
RTS wouldn't be very good for it.
No.
But there are games that they still neglect to do that. It's like, you really should try. You should at least try, especially with all these Steam boxes going out.
Give me a half-hearted attempt so that at least I can get frustrated and be like, well, at
Screw
least
it.
I can't dink it for not putting it in there.
Yeah. I'm still having trouble. What game? Oh, Titanfall. Titanfall does it. And all the new shooters I've played since. The very first Halo I played, the B button was melee. And ever since, I've always just that's how I am. I have to hit B to do melee. So every time a new Halo or Call of Duty came out, I would have to switch my controls to make B the melee button instead of one of the joysticks. And everyone who played on my account was like pissed at me. Hey, I hate playing on your account, man. You never have the melee button where it should be. I'm like, no, B is where it should be because that's where it was for me. Now that's how I'm stuck. And now they just did away with that option. They have controller customization, but it's very limited. You can select from their preset customizations.
Oh. Wow.
Why even bother then?
The reason they do that is for competitive play because very competitive players who are in pro leagues, they will customize their stuff, and obviously like the stick buttons are harder to push and things like that, and there's button combos sometimes that do things. You see it a lot when it comes to like the fighter games, so they force controller setups on you to make it more quote-unquote fair.
What about keyboard and mouse players, though? Because about 9 out of 10 of the PC games I play, when I choose to go keyboard and mouse over a controller, there's so many instances where I can be like, oh, I don't like the melee button being C, so I make it my side mouse button here, and then I can just melee people for days. So that's allowed, but I can't make it whatever I want on the controller in the same exact game.
Yeah, because they are mostly going to assume the competitive players are going to use keyboard and mouse anyways. And it's kind of hard to... A lot of them have like macro keys on their keyboard. It's harder to say it's unfair because of size of keyboards and stuff. You can get really customized keyboards that'll make things easier, or macro keys and stuff, and you can't ban that, but most controllers are pretty predetermined.
All right, fine. I'll take that.
I don't like...
I don't like
I
it.
understand the difference, and I get frustrated in the same way, but if you're competitive on the computer, you're going to play with keyboard and mouse. You're not going to play with the controller.
Yeah.
And you're going to have your like pro keyboard with the macro buttons set up to do different things and stuff, and those will be easier to reach. And like they're all over the place over different pro keyboards. So that's like, instead of caring and trying to make it fair, they're just like, whatever, do what you want.
Here you go. Fine. There's too many damn buttons. We don't care.
Wait, there's no way to regulate it at that point. You
Yeah.
can regulate a controller, but you can't really regulate keyboards.
Okay.
No,
That's true. So, you know what I just remembered? I meant to bring this up. I think it was last week I meant to bring it up, and we never did. But SimCity released their offline mode finally.
Have you
yeah,
played
I think
it?
you mentioned. I think
haven't.
you mentioned.
I haven't played it. I think I just installed it again since redoing my computer. Did we mention it?
I
No.
think so.
Okay.
No?
I don't.
We
Well,
didn't.
we
Maybe
mentioned
we
that it
mentioned
was coming.
Offline or something.
Huh.
Maybe it wasn't on the show. It was just us talking. But I remember we were talking about it.
Yeah, I was just I kind of laughed when I saw it. Like, okay, well there you go, offline mode for SimCity. We spent so many shows talking about it, and finally they came around and did that.
Which they said was impossible.
Yeah, oh, we couldn't possibly.
This is impossible. We can't do it.
Nope, sorry guys, you're stuck on the internet.
We'd have to recode the whole game if we did that.
Maybe we did. It's hard to say because now that I'm talking about it out loud, it kind of feels like we did talk about it. But I did want to bring that up in case we missed it. But before we get too far away from the console topic, another interesting news story that popped up today was that the Xbox One, the developers are still working on a way. I didn't know they were doing this in the first place, but they I quote, still working on a way to make Xbox 360 games playable on the Xbox One.
Oh,
so
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why it takes so long.
I don't either. The news story said something
they
about
have all this stuff.
There's some weird like file type it was having trouble with, and they said they've run into a couple hurdles, but they're working on it. So that's kind of cool because we also spent a lot of time talking about how all the new consoles weren't going to be backwards compatible, and that how much that frustrated me because I've spent all this money on these games. I don't want to rebuy them. Maybe I want to go back and play them, and they were just like, too bad, so sad. Now we're hearing that they're working on it.
It's funny because I really think they waited until they saw, well, let's see how our sales go, you know.
Yeah.
And since their sales aren't the best, they thought, well, let's throw this in there. Maybe we'll try to make Xbox 360 more compatible with the old, Xbox One more compatible with.
They want more people to jump ship because.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like I just feel like, wow. In my way, I think, wow, you really care about your community enough to not think about this stuff until the sales are down. You wait until you see that your sales are crappy, so now you'll start offering these things. This should have been something in the forefront. This should have been something that they originally, were going to do, and not just wait until sales were bad and then do it.
But that's not good for them money-wise. They want to make the most money possible without giving you the least amount of stuff as possible.
I understand that mentality completely, but I also feel like if new consoles generally don't have anything worth playing until 6 months to a year in, and that's when the big titles finally start coming out for those consoles exclusively, and those make people buy the system. But until then, people have no reason to switch from Xbox 360 to Xbox One. They might want the new console. Maybe my Xbox 360 is really loud and clunky, and I have like the original. I don't have like the slimline one or anything. So if I was someone who was in the market for one, I would want it, but I wouldn't be able to justify paying $500, $600 for a new console when I had no games that interested me. I'd be gaining very little for my money. So why switch? Especially when I can't play my 360 games on it. Now, if you give me my 360 ability, yeah, maybe I'll consider it. Okay, well, in the future, that's going to have more games, and my Xbox 360 is kind of a piece of junk right now, and I can play my 360 games on it still. Okay, here's my money. But if you're not going to give people the option to play their old games on it, especially when it has nothing to play yet,
true.
Why would anyone buy it? Except for the fanboys.
Yeah.
Because they want that launch title.
Well, by the time they make games for it and everything, they'll have an Xbox 2.
No, the Xbox One Slim.
They're calling this a 10-year console, both of the PlayStation and the Xbox. They're calling them 10-year consoles.
No, wait, here it is. Xbox One half.
How about Xbox One tablet? Xbox One tablet.
Oh my god, it was so heavy and because I imagine it'd be so thick, it'd be just a brick in your hands. It'd be so inconvenient.
If you hook a keyboard and mouse up to it, god damn it.
It's not a tablet anymore.
Now it's just a PC with an Xbox logo.
It's just a tiny computer tower.
Oh,
and
man.
I can't play with my PC friends.
Glued to it.
This is ridiculous. That's how I feel. That's how I feel like their logic goes when they first release these consoles. But I'm glad they're finally doing it. It's still not going to make me buy one because I'm just not in the market for it. But it's nice that they're acknowledging it because, I don't think it's worth buying until if there's nothing to play on it, you're going to wait till those games come out anyway, and then they're going to be discounted. Like right now, Target is selling a Titanfall bundle for $450, which is a bigger discount than anyone else right now. So it hasn't even been out a year yet, and it's already getting significantly discounted. So haha to the people who bought one now, or right when it came out.
Yeah.
Ha launch dayers. You were on the wrong end of that war.
Waiting in line
4
in the freezing
days.
cold. Yeah. Rent was due in 4 days, and you had to wait in line.
4 days. Rent due 4 days.
We are working on that First Street finale. We haven't forgotten about it. Just throwing that out there.
We need to make it special.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. And then we're going to take our sweet time with Season 2.
The nice vacation.
Yeah. The plan is for Season 2 to be completely done before we release the first episode, and that way there won't be any delay. You'll get one every increment of whenever we decide it's going to come out, and there won't be any delay there. So that's the plan for First Street. Weird segue, but there you go.
Yeah, that was...
Anyway, also in the same news stories, the Xbox 360 emulation, they also mentioned a Borderlands 2 prequel, which is kind of strange. It's going to be...
It needs it, though.
Do you think
like
so?
a story
I never beat
the
Borderlands 2.
Story-wise, there was like such this huge disconnect for me, anyway. Because I was like, well, how do we get from here to here? I mean, I understand stuff happens, but I'm like confused, and I want to know, like...
Yeah. So there you go.
It's going to be Borderlands, but it's going to be different. They didn't say much about it, but they did mention something about like a playable claptrap unit, which sounds amazing.
Yes. I'd love to play that guy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm kind of interested to see where that goes. I never beat Borderlands 2 though, so I got to get on that. I got to beat Borderlands 2.
If there's a playable claptrap though, I just don't think it's going to be a Borderlands game.
It could be a bonus. It could just be like a little bonus thing they throw in there. They really didn't say much.
Do you think it's going to be a DLC then for Borderlands 2, or?
They labeled it as a separate game, but again, I was just watching a video where they kind of shoot through the news real quick. Mm-hmm. You can probably find out more on your own. We'll make sure to give you the link. I just thought the idea of a Borderlands 2 prequel instead of a Borderlands 3 game was kind of intriguing. That they go that route, but without beating Borderlands 2, I can't really say if that's the right thing to do. So
this game is kind of rushed, in my opinion, though, because like they don't have enough time for a Borderlands 3. If you think about when Borderlands 2 released, which was like what, a little over a year now, maybe 2. I think it's a year.
I'd say a year. Sounds
okay,
about right.
And so like, there's no way they had time to build Borderlands 3, even if they were like already working on it. And I would like to see somewhere other than Pandora for Borderlands 3. I'm just gonna put that out there.
See, I think with a lot of these games, because they are online, some of them. I mean, this one you can play single player, but it's got a co-op, and I believe it uses their servers, or either that somebody hosts it. But they know how many people are playing the game, right? They can tell.
Yeah.
I think what happens is when they see the people playing, the number of people playing is dwindling, then they come out with something, and I think this is just them doing that.
Did they release all the DLC yet?
Yes, all the DLC that they have like pre-announced and like promised has been released.
Okay, all right then. So they're working on stuff. That's good. It probably won't be a DLC then. If all the planned DLC was done, I imagine this is going to be a separate game. So it sounds like a DLC to me, honestly, but it looks like it's going to be a separate game.
I can't imagine it's very long. Like, it's been like a year.
I'm trying to think of the time frame that they could even use. I mean, between the previous people you played as and the new people you play as, how much story is between them that they, is that so much story?
Not a lot.
Not a lot? It could go either way. It could be so much story that they can't fit it all in one game very well, or it could be not a lot of story that they try to like elaborate on too much. I never, I don't even think I beat the first damn Borderlands. I think I came hardly close to. I didn't own it. That's right. I played it with friends. I never owned that one, and then Borderlands 2 came out, and I just jumped in. I'm a terrible gamer.
Yeah.
Well, like everybody. basically the story is going to focus on, I guess, the four main characters of the first game and like how they ended up where they are in the second game. And I think
it would have
there's
to.
a large gap of your like, how did this happen? But at the same time, it's not like a huge leap, so there's not a lot of story there because it's like, yeah, I can see how that happened. Nothing's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have to start playing Borderlands, the first one.
Do you have the
myself.
second one?
I have. Yeah, I remember I went midnight to GameStop to buy it when it first came out. You guys were already playing it. I think you were streaming it or something.
Good stuff.
And I said, man, I got to get that.
All right, so like I was saying earlier, last week we asked you guys, hey, how do you feel about Oculus Rift being bought by Facebook? And I know it's old news now, so we're not gonna. I didn't expect too many people to vote on this poll. We were just trying to find a new way to interact with you guys. So I think this worked out, though. I think the poll option is a lot better than telling you guys to write us, because who likes writing? Writing. Anyway. We have the poll up now, and I suppose we could say votes are closed for this one. If you want to keep voting before I actually close them, go ahead. But this is the results so far. We have 9 votes total. The first one I put in was here's the options they could have picked. Facebook will destroy Oculus Rift. I don't care because I don't want an Oculus Rift. Or Facebook backing will improve the project overall. 4 people said it will destroy Oculus Rift. Facebook. 3 people said, I don't care. I don't want an Oculus Rift. I'm kind of with them. I didn't vote, but I'm with them. And then the final option, Facebook's backing will improve the project. 2 people said that. So 2 believers out there.
Wow.
Not a pessimist here, or just
true Facebook believers.
I'm sorry. I'm either 1 or 2 myself. It'll destroy it, or I don't care. I feel like I can have an opinion both ways there. If I don't care, I can still say Facebook will destroy it. So that's where I'm at. But
I don't think Facebook will destroy it. Will it be what it was meant to be? No. But I feel like it'll be more profitable thanks to Facebook.
If they bought it to be like the company that owns it, and then obviously they're going to still have the same employees and stuff that are actually developing and making this thing, then I can see that they're helping back this Oculus Rift, and by buying it, they have taken on the whole responsibility of its failure or its success. So in that sense, yeah, I could see it could be a good thing. But if it's not like that, and they just bought it and said, yeah, we want the rights to it, we want everything, we're going to lay off a bunch of people or hire our own people, and then they'll destroy it.
Yeah. I don't know if they've made any of those calls yet. I think it's still a very new deal. Even though it's old news, it's still a very new deal to them. It's in their best interest to make it successful. I mean, don't forget that. So there's a good chance Facebook, being Facebook, doesn't know what the hell to do with it, and they'll destroy it, or they just bought it. They might just have the name, and that's it. Maybe they have no say in the project itself, and everyone's being really judgmental. It's hard to say.
Oh, they bought it. They have a say in the
maybe they don't want a say
process.
Is what I mean. Maybe they.
I was gonna say, yeah, they could
have...
just be like, here, do what you're gonna do. Let us know what you need.
Yeah.
And then when our marketing team gets a hold of it, we'll help you promote it.
Yeah, Facebook knows numbers. Facebook knows marketing, but they don't know how to design virtual reality. They may think it's cool. But you're not going to tell me the Candy Crush or Farmville people are going to jump in there and help with virtual reality. It's not going to happen. So
it's like the candy's coming right at you.
Oh, it's like I'm in Candyland.
I'm a farmer.
No, what they're going to do is they're going to fill it full of three-dimensional.
Yeah.
They're going to fill it full of three-dimensional virtual ads. Is what they're going to do.
Oh, yeah, those ads will be flying straight at your face. Auto-playing, I might add.
Could you imagine a virtual reality online Farmville where it's literally all the same aspects of Farmville, but you can stand there and you can look to your left and your friend's farm is like there and you see him working in it and you're like, hey, can I have some pigs? Hey, John? Like, damn it, I'm trying. No. Just really annoying.
Look, I'm working the chicken pen here. Don't have time for you. I have apples to pick after this, and then peaches.
Yeah.
When they're offline, you're like leaving signs all over their land. I need this. I need that. Or you're just giving them crap they don't need.
That's when I would be looking for the very tall fences, so they can't look over at my farm. All right, this is a private farm.
This is private property. Farmville. What a joke.
This
Anyway.
just became a first-person shooter.
This game is awesome. So, there we go. There you have it. The results for the Oculus Rift poll. A little more current poll, something that wasn't brought up 2 weeks ago. The Amazon gaming console is our next poll that's going to be on the website after the show. So be sure to hit up everythingnoob.com and you can tell us what you think of the Amazon gaming console. Or you are always welcome to send in your full verbal thoughts, either written or voicemail or texted to us. We have all that information under the Contact Us section on the website.
Right.
Yes. So please, don't be shy.
Be our
Don't be shy, man.
friends. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Yes.
You should be doing that too.
What?
Telling a friend, as well as commenting. It's how we keep the conversation going.
That's it.
So, anyway, sorry, I was just looking to see if anyone wrote us, and no. There's a couple people who were just being trolls on there. So thank you for writing us. But
I kind of like some of the troll comments we do get, though, because they're a little humorous.
So,
Yeah.
Excel said, I heard you were talking about Goat Simulator. I wanted to point out that only now do I realize Vortec is in fact not a real goat. What?
Yeah, so
Yes,
those are the
he's
kind of
a
messages.
goat-faced.
That's great.
And Jory, obviously trolling, says, oh my god, you guys know Likey Facebook. You use terrible, unsubscribe.
Good. We didn't want you here anyway.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro.
Silly Jory. He's just messing with us.
That's funny.
If you want to say something, legitimate, feel free to write us. I'm still kind of looking at these. I'll go back and look at that in a second. The next thing I wanted to bring up, though, is our Indie Spotlight this week. And I'm really excited about this one. Please go check out Loadout.
Loadout, yes.
Free on
I've been
Steam.
watching some videos.
The best
Free.
games are the free ones, especially when they're on Steam, because it's really easy to get them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is this like free forever or just free for now?
Free forever, not pay to win. It has all the right
It's made by
ingredients.
Valve, right?
Yeah, no, it's an indie title.
Is
That's why
it?
it's the Indie Spotlight, man.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Damn it.
Valve is indie? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Really?
Loadout's really cool because it has all the ingredients to be a pay-to-win game. And you get in there and you're like, no way this isn't pay-to-win. But literally all you can really buy is stuff for your character to make you look different. There's really not a whole lot of character options, which is kind of depressing, but that's how they get their money for your support. So there are starter packs that give you the in-game money as well as, the money you buy with real money. There's two different currencies in those types of games. Mm-hmm. The startup pack gives you double XP temporarily for it depends how much money you spend for a few days or an hour or so. And it gives you some in-game money to spend on weapons and stuff. And then a bunch of the quote-unquote space bucks. Those are the ones that you pay real money for. And you can buy, character upgrades and stuff like that with them. After that, there's no way to buy double XP or in-game money for weapons. So you get a starter pack to kick you off, but that's it. That's the only way you could say this game is pay to win. And it's really cool. It's kind of it's a third-person shooter. You're behind the character, and you make your own weapons. That's the big catch to this game. The big thing that people love is you take a base weapon, and you can just customize it in all these different ways, and there's all these trees that show you, okay, if you get this, you can get that. If you get shotgun, then you can get, electric shotgun, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun because a lot of it depends on the way you customize your weapon. But since it's so new, they're still working on some balancing issues. So you got to give them some time. They're also working on custom game types and things like that. But I think my favorite thing to do is play against bots. You get 4 friends together, and then you jump into a game instantly against 4 robots. The AI is amazing. It is like playing 4 jerk-offs. It's really good.
Can I jump in here? Because I was like looking at the pictures to get the theme of this, and it looks like kind of like a cross between, in art style at least, Team Fortress 2 and Borderlands. Would you say that's fair?
Yes, art style
like
for
art
sure.
Style.
Gameplay, you'll instantly feel like you're playing Team Fortress if you're a Team Fortress fan, except it's third person instead of first person, and also it doesn't play the same. I'd say if you're someone who plays Team Fortress but you're not a big fan of the way it plays, you'll like this. But if you're someone who really likes Team Fortress, you'll like this game, but you'll prefer Team Fortress over it. That's kind of I've played with people who are, because I myself don't really like Team Fortress. It's okay. This one did it for me. But my friends who really like Team Fortress say that Team Fortress is better, but they'll play this. You know, it's a weird cross. There's a difference. There's like a big key difference, but I can't really describe it. I think it just depends, but it's so much fun. You can do a lot for paying nothing right out of the gate, and of course there's tons of stuff you can do if you support them. So highly recommend Loadout, and we're definitely going to add it to our Tag Team Tuesday lineup coming up soon.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Tomorrow's
next available slot.
Yes, next available slot for sure. Tomorrow's Tag Team Tuesday is APB Reloaded, another awesome free game, kind of like a watered down Grand Theft Auto Online.
Hopefully you guys won't end early, and when I get home I can play with you guys.
Well,
it just kind of depends.
Ending early.
It depends on how Twitch is acting. It depends on the turnout. It depends on a few things.
Yeah.
So we try not to end early so Drello can join us. But
last week though, like everybody just up and left all of a sudden.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was just like we were all there was tons of people. We were all playing mini games on Minecraft, and then just poof, all of them gone. Like the server crashed, and we were the only ones left.
That's weird.
It was really weird. I don't even remember anyone saying goodbye. Like I think 1 or 2 people said bye, and then everyone followed suit. We're like, whoa! And so we're like, I guess the stream's over.
It's like they checked out another stream and pulled everybody over there or something.
You know what it is? It's because we do Tag Team Tuesday at the same time the show starts, but on Tuesday it's really late, and you can't listen to an audio version of Tag Team Tuesday. So, we do the show this late knowing that people will listen and watch later, but Tag Team Tuesday is like a live event you got to be there for. If we did it earlier, that would be different, but none of us seem to be able to have the time. That's just kind of the time that worked, and eventually we may have to move that day to incorporate everyone at an earlier time, but with my work schedule the way it is right now and everyone's schedules the way they are, I don't think that it's very viable. It's just kind of what the hand we're dealt at the moment. So,
yeah.
I would say the other option is to play earlier on Monday before the show, but then again, there's times where I have to work on Monday, like until 5 o'clock, and then I get, we won't have any time. So
we do have to prep for the show, believe it or not.
And Tag Team Monday just doesn't sound right.
It'd probably be like Monday Madness, or I don't. We'll think of some
Multiplayer Monday.
Multiplayer Monday.
Wednesdays could be also an option, but then you work on Wednesdays or somebody.
I generally work 9 out of 10 Wednesdays. So again, we're gonna try once I move, which should be hopefully soon. Everything will change. Hopefully not the day that we do the show, but everything else will change.
This is the reason why we all have jobs, and so we have to make money to support ourselves. At the same time, we do this, and this is really a hobby. Hopefully, things could change eventually, but for right now, this is how we do it.
Yeah, we'll do our best for you. We're just happy that you're here. So, anyway, Loadout. Go check it out. Tag Team Tuesday tomorrow. APB Reloaded. Should be a lot of fun if you're up for some late-night gaming. And, again, the poll will be on everythingnoob.com for your thoughts on Amazon TV/gaming console. On to the next order of business. I kind of laughed when I saw this, but Family Guy decided, hey, why don't we make a game?
I think they got wind that South Park was making a game and like, no, we need to do that.
We got to jump on that quick. This is different though. It's going to be free. I think it's already out actually. The announcement came right before the game released, but it's on the App Store as a free game. It's called Family Guy: The Quest for Stuff. And the promo for it is very simplistic, and it looks, very Family Guy-esque, of course. Like you'll feel at home playing it. I haven't touched it yet. I wanted to download it before the show, and it ended up in the pile of stuff I have to do. But
now,
it's free. Go check it out.
When you say app, are you talking about like an Android app?
Yes,
or are you talking about?
It's not a PC game. It's going to be a Google Play / it is a Google Play / iPhone app. Or iPad or whatever the hell it's going to be on. So I'm sure it'll probably be full of everyone's favorite thing, microtransactions and things like that. But
$99 for additional time.
If you play through South Park and you're like, I wish my other favorite cartoon to make a video game, now you have access to that too, and it's free.
Yep.
Which is a completely opposite thing from what South Park did, where South Park made a $60, full-blown title. So there's always that.
Have we established if it was worth that or not? I think we have already.
I think we talked about it. I wanted to make a point to say I don't think it was, but with all the people's hands in it, I kind of understood. Isn't it like 12 hours on average?
Yeah, we thought it was a little short for the price tag for a single player game.
Yeah. I'm kind of waiting for it to go on sale, and then I'll get it, because I really do want to play it. It looks like a lot of fun, but that South Park game, yeah, it shouldn't be 60. I don't care how many people helped. It didn't reach the 60 mark for me. The last game I paid 60 for, and hopefully the last game I will pay that much for, is Titanfall. There's not a lot of games anymore that make me pay the full price. Usually I can wait.
That's a $60 game, easy.
Well, it is, but again, I could have probably waited on Titanfall too until that went on sale.
Yeah.
There's so many games out there for cheaper that will keep me entertained long enough to wait till those other games go on sale. So it's rare that I'll pay $60 in the first place, but that's the last one I did pay 64.
But the game itself, I mean, it's not something that, if you had $60, it's not something that you would say, well, I don't think it's worth $60, so I'll wait for it to go on. You're waiting for it to go on sale just because, you want it to be cheaper, but it's worth $60 for Titanfall.
Yeah, Titanfall, yes. I'm just trying to save money.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with waiting, and you should be too, because there are so many games. I mean, man, oh man, there's so many games, even free ones now. Like, Loadout's taken up a bunch of my time, and I haven't paid a cent for it.
Speaking of this, I saw this statistic. I can't remember where it was, but somebody did an article, and they're talking about the average pile of shame. I think was at least 15 games for people.
Oh, mine's way bigger.
Well, I can't. I'm trying to be conservative on that number because I can't recall the number exactly, but it was a large number, and a lot of people just buy games and never touch them. Also, is something that this went over, on that article.
I'm there. I've done that.
I am so guilty.
I've got about 20, 30 games that I've never even downloaded. It's on my Steam, but I haven't even played them yet.
There's ones that I've always wanted to play that I own and haven't touched.
Yeah, exactly. They went on a really good sale, and I said, well, I'm going to buy it. I probably won't, download it right away, but I'll buy it, and I got it listed there, so just got to download it and play it.
I have those Batman games, Arkham Asylum, and
Oh yeah, I've got them all. And I've only played one.
And I haven't even played Arkham Asylum. As fun as it looked, and as much I played it in Best Buy, I'm like, this game is amazing, and I own it now, and I haven't touched it. Why? Why haven't I played this game? I think
because
it's worse.
You've been playing other games that just take up your time, and you just do not have time to get around to it.
Streaming makes it worse, I think. When you stream a lot and make videos a lot, you kind of feel like you should be doing what your audience kind of likes watching. That's how I am.
More current game,
Yeah, and I've been playing a ton of Feed the Beast the last couple days. I'm about to get into Sky Factory soon. Those are all Minecraft still. But I enjoy playing Minecraft, and people enjoy watching it. If I all of a sudden switch to Batman, I kind of feel like, well, I really, I could play Minecraft right now, and people would appreciate that. So you kind of compromise a little bit. You kind of think, oh, maybe I'll just play Minecraft instead. People will like that more.
I don't care. I'm gonna play what I want to play. Because if I'm not having fun, they're not going to have fun at all.
Well, I'm saying if I'm not going to have fun playing Minecraft, I'm not going to play it. But if I feel like I could play Minecraft right now, or I could play Batman right now, I'll always lean towards the game that I feel like people are going to appreciate more.
No.
If I'm in the mood for either or. So I'm just glad I'm breaking out of my gaming funk. Like last week, I didn't want to play anything for nothing.
That's me this week.
That's the way I was this week, yeah. Me too. I just didn't want to play anything. I just watched.
I'm so bored, but I don't want to do anything. Especially, I don't want to play games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wasn't in the mood.
Yeah. I think Howler in chat here said Assassin's Creed 4. I did pay full price for that. Those games. Depending on where I'm at with the previous title, I'll get.
He's shaming me.
Oh, he's shaming you. Yeah.
Yeah, he got me that for Christmas.
Yeah, you didn't play Assassin's Creed 3, and I couldn't talk about it, and then now 4. But I haven't played 4 very much. But
I have this new game I got.
That is backwards, but
it's backwards. I know. For the audio listeners, this past weekend was tabletop day, and me and Howler went out to a gaming shop, and we were looking to get involved in some groups, but they didn't. They were playing mostly Magic the Gathering and Warhammer 40K, I think, or something along those lines. So that wasn't what we were into, but we did pick up this card game called Kittens in a Blender. And basically you pick a color, and there's 16 kittens to each color. They each have if you can see, a name, and they're this cute little unique art. Basically, you want to blend in the blender all the other colors that are not yours, kittens, and while you try to save yours.
So it's like Uno in a way.
Yeah, it's like a really disgusting Uno.
You're killing kittens. You could have bought Uno.
My sister got a board game.
Uno.
That's funny.
My sister got a board game we all played called Crazy Cat Lady. It was a lot more wholesome, but go on.
No, I don't really know what other to say. It's a really fast game, and it's really easy to pick up. Mostly you just play 2 cards a turn, and once all the blend cards, which is activating the blender essentially, have been played, you count up your points basically on 2 points for saving one of your kittens, minus 1 point for every kitten of yours that gets blended.
So imagine where this could go. You could create many card games based on this kind of thing. So you could have
puppies in a blender,
zombies in a blender,
or bunnies in a mower.
Yeah, or something like that. I mean, you could do all kinds of things. Just use the same kind of format, just change the characters a little.
What kind of heartless bastard would aim for the bunnies?
Bunny out there.
You know when there's a bunny in front of your mower.
Not if it's really tall grass.
Well, I guess what kind of heartless bastard would stuff kittens in a blender? That's not an accident either.
No, I guess
Deer
not.
on the fender?
The one deer on the fender. Just wreck your car.
I know, right?
Yeah, the Crazy Cat Lady game, I think that's what it's called. There's these tiny little kitten figures that you get, and there's tons of them, so you can get a handful of them.
Is the goal to have the most cats?
Yeah, basically. And you know when you lose cats, if you land on a spot on the board, you lose a cat and it goes to the pound or whatever, and then so a bunch of cats are collecting in there, and then someone gets a jackpot card and they get to take all of them, stuff like that.
Oh my gosh!
It's a funny little.
Why can't we think of things like that?
Vortex and a jet engine. What the hell?
Ooh, everything new board game.
What would that be?
I don't know. There'd be us as little character
Oh, you have to
guys,
come up with 10 nice things to say about Rust. Ah, damn it. You got the Lido card.
Yeah.
you,
The
have,
Lido Cup.
you have to say 10 nice things about Rust.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh man,
The
I'll get to-
assassin's attacked.
I'll get to work on that right now.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
make
Oh, you're loose.
Oh man.
Speaking of Rust, have they done an update lately?
Yeah, actually, they're revamping the whole UI, the GUI for it. They're making it a lot more easier to work with. So, but that's about it. There really isn't anything.
Oh, you
Last
still have
week,
you still have
last
9
week
more
they
things.
didn't do nothing.
You got 9 more things to say about it. So
Yeah, they didn't do nothing last week. They put an apology up on their website. Sorry for no update.
why?
But they're
Don't do
basically
that. Don't
recoding it.
apologize.
They're saying they're cleaning the code up because they said that it's just full of just unwanted code in there, and they're going to clean that up, and they're going to basically recode it. So I don't know what's happening with it. It's still up, it's still going, and people play it, but I mean, it's just they're just taking their sweet time with it.
All right.
I'm hoping it's going to be, I mean, they haven't added anything new to it, so that's the latest update.
Still no zombies. Deal
Still
with it.
knows.
They're done. The
I
zombies
know.
are gone. It's no longer zombie survival.
And
I'm
people
mad.
are upset. They were.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone cares anymore. But anyway, tell us about this Minecraft scam convention thing. What's that all about? You were showing us this, and I haven't gotten a chance to catch up on it.
Yeah, it was called. I think Convention of the Minds. Minds as in M-I-N-E-S.
Mines, like the guys that trap themselves in invisible boxes.
No,
Mine, M-I-N.
mines
Like
like
brains.
when you go into a mine to
mine.
mine
Oh,
for
mining.
gold and ores. Yeah, and this guy, he started this convention, and from what I understand, his whole argument with the whole thing is he's saying, well, it's just a fan gathering, and that's his excuse for it being as bad as it was. But anyway.
So it was a fraudulent convention, like where they
Yes.
had people pay money.
Yes, they paid $50 to go, and they had lots of kids go to this thing, and they promised all this stuff that never happened. The gifts that they were passing out to the audience were pens.
They weren't even like
They were
themed
ink pens.
pens that
They were
like
just-
were like you were here. They were just like regular white and color lid ballpoints.
Big pens.
Just
Yeah.
just
No, they weren't
regular
even Bics
pens.
though. They were just some generic brand that looked
Yeah.
like a Bic.
And they were supposed to give away 10 PlayStation 4s, a bunch of other stuff. They were supposed to get some Legos, some Lego kits and stuff like that. And
There was
from
a
what I
costume
understand,
contest where like the winners' checks have bounced. They didn't get
Yeah.
prize money, and they're not going to.
yeah. And here's the thing: the hall that they went into, that they rented out, it was almost as if they hired some, I don't know, or it was left there from a previous wedding, wedding reception, because it had like what do you call it? Silk veils over the
So
top.
it's like a wedding
it
was
looked
supposed
like-
to be there the next
it
day,
looked
and they
like
just kind of
it was a
snuck
wedding
in.
reception.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of like used the same props that were already there or something. There wasn't much of a Minecraft theme to it at all.
Oh,
But Bebop Vox put a very interesting video, and it's really just trying to get the word out for this, because there's a lot of people that would probably have done this in the past and nothing's been said about it. But this one was caught, and basically, hey, we need to keep our eyes open, make sure the community knows what's real and what's not, because you can get scammed real easy. I can understand fan meetups and stuff, hey, that's great, but for them to try to create a convention and promise all. Oh, and that's another thing he said in the video. I got to say this. They promised that they would pick a certain number of kids to have their own YouTube channel, and if they have the what was it? What's MOMC? If they have the MOMC tag in front of their name, they will be put up at the top of the list, and their channel will be popular. They said, you've heard of Captain Sparkles and I has Cupquake. Well, you're going to be right up there with them. So they made these just crazy promises.
Politician-style promises.
Oh,
yeah.
Never, none of that could ever happen.
This is the thing that really upsets me about this the most, is that Minecons in the past, people have had their ups and downs, their complaints about them, and a lot of people who were big time thought, I can make a better convention than Minecon, and I could pull a lot of people because I'm really popular. I want to do that. I don't know how many have actually gone through with that. There's a lot of conventions that incorporate Minecraft into their theme, but do other things with games and indie and stuff like that, like indie developers and stuff. But you're really shaming them at the end of the day. Like, the people who are actually going to do something now look really bad, and now other people have to be leery. Ooh, is this going to be an actual good convention, or is this going to be just something I'm wasting my time going to?
Right.
That's what really hurts the most, I think. I mean, it sucks that all these people got, probably made travel arrangements and all this other stuff to go to this garbage convention, but I think it really sucks for future conventions that are legitimate.
Right. Well, and that's one of the things that Bebop Vox is trying to say in this video is he's talked with Mojang, he's talked with also Multiplay, who has always been a supporter and a backer for any Minecraft or Minecon events, and they come up with some guidelines and things that you need to follow to see if this particular event is legit or not. And if they, claim it straight on their website or whatever, that, hey, we're not a legitimate Minecraft event, we're just a fan, based thing, we just want to get together, and, people got to be honest when they put something together like that. That bottom line, like, what was it that the Shaft they put on this Play On Con?
Yeah,
and it was just a bunch of games. It's a bunch of things that they used to do, and so when we were at Minecon in 2011, that was one of the things that they said, hey, we'll have some kind of events and stuff surrounding Minecraft at Play On Con this year. And so they had a little event that was that had a little bit of Minecraft in it. But the whole Play On Con was not a Minecraft event, so it was just
a lot of people said it was better than Minecon, just because it had so much more to do and see.
Yeah, I mean, they had all kinds of, there probably wasn't as many people. That's one thing.
Yeah.
It was Play On Con in Alabama or wherever it was. And so, but there was a lot of YouTubers that went. There was tons of famous YouTubers that went to this thing.
A lot of people I followed, went to that, and it looked like a lot of fun, even though it wasn't probably nearly as crowded. That's good. That's good for in some cases, but stuff like that. Now conventions that have been around and have a name are going to be trusted way more than ones that are up and coming. Like, this is the first year we're doing this convention. Hopefully people come. Now they're going to have to question you and wonder, is this a safe place to go?
Well, here's something funny. Is after this whole thing happened, right? I guess now, just recently, the same guy decided to make a convention in New York City or whatever.
No, it was planned before he was
it was planned.
Fake, but that one is now canceled.
Thank God.
Now it's now canceled.
The original one was this fake convention that actually happened was originally slated for December, but all of a sudden, for some, there's been some red tape issues and this, that, and the other, so we're going to repost this in March. Now, mostly you paid for these tickets via PayPal, which means the month to dispute the charge for the ticket has passed. That means they can't get a refund, even though there was no convention.
Yeah, because already too much time has passed.
Yeah. So, a lot of these people are SOL. A lot of the people who were hired to run the event didn't get paid. And, one of the best things you can do, to see if an event is legit, is just call the convention center that's supposed to be hosting it and see if it is booked.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's true.
Because from the digging they've seen, it wasn't even really booked until, last minute.
Wow. All right. Well, we got to wrap up. I wish we could go more, but we can't. Thank you guys for listening. Everything Noob Podcast. Be sure to check our website for all the links mentioned earlier. And we'll see you next week. Same noob time, same noob place. And Tag Team Tuesday tomorrow, APB Reloaded. Catch you later.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to find the outro now. For the live viewers, anyway. Yay, audio listeners won't know that we screwed up. Mistakes! Assassins make mistakes. .com. Where'd it go? There it is. There it is. Sorry,
Look on your
YouTube/Twitch people. It just eluded me. Okay, there we go. See you, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Everything Noob podcast. Be sure to visit everythingnoob.com for previous episodes, show notes, host bios, and blogs. And while you're there, feel free to write us with any questions, comments, or suggestions you may have. Don't forget to check out the links to our Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch TV channel as well. On behalf of the Noobs, see you next week, and happy gaming.